typical contractual arrangement. To describe the contractual services, I'll be showing you a typical contractual arrangement using the design, bid, build, procurement method with lump sum contract. Central to the arrangement is the owner. The owner may contract advisors or specialist consultants who can provide services in order to protect the interests of the owner in the project. These can be consultants with expertise in financials, contracts, and project management. Owner contracts with architects, engineers for the design engineering of the project and may technically supervise the project along that line. Owner contracts with the constructor to build the project. Owner contracts with the construction management service or individual as construction manager. This construction manager is appointed in a management-only capacity to lead the constructor. The construction manager coordinates with the architect's engineer. A contract provision in the contracts between the architect's engineers and owner and the constructor and owner stating the construction manager is the owner's representative. In summary, this arrangement represents the workings of contractual service. Contractual services. Before going further, let me first explain the project life cycle. As earlier mentioned, projects are initiated with business planning. The investment for the project is approved. Afterwards, the construction starts. The project is completed and goes through the useful life management. This project reaches the end of useful life and into the asset disposal. As a cycle, another business planning is initiated. Targeting on construction, there are stages of construction. Briefing, as in establishing the terms of reference. Designing, where the terms of reference is developed into constructability. Bidding, in order to select the constructor. Constructing in accordance with the terms of reference and the construction contract. Commissioning so that the project is turned over and finally accepted. In all of the stages of construction, contractual services are engaged as applicable. The typical services required to deliver construction projects. Between bidding and constructing stages, the upstream delivery services are engaged. And across that baseline, the downstream delivery services. Let's look at the upstream delivery services. Examples of upstream delivery are design engineering services, DES, or architectural engineering services, and construction management services, procurement of contract only. Let me explain design engineering services or DES. At briefing and designing, the owner contracts architects engineers within the briefing stage. The architects engineers proceed with the designing until the bidding stages. From briefing to bidding, there are 5 phases of design engineering. Why is it important to understand phases of design engineering? The procurement method of construction contract is determined at design phases. The phases of design starts with phase 1, conceptual design or schematic design, followed by Phase 2, preliminary design or the design development. Phase 3, detailed design or contract documentation comes next, proceeding to final design or bid and award phase until the author's supervision or contract administration. The succeeding slides will explain each of the phases in details. Conceptual design or schematic design. The architects, engineers, or shortly designating as designers. They analyze and develop the owner's project brief and start the design phase. The designers then develop the architectural engineering concepts and layouts, technical information, and cost data. After a series of coordination with the owner, the final concept design documents are completed. When approved by the owner, the next phase, preliminary design, is initiated. Preliminary design or design development. The designers expand the conceptual design in detailed definition of the civil, structural, architectural elements, commonly abbreviated as CSA. The mechanical, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services, commonly shortened as MEPS. Utility services. Quality standards expected of the project. Price bill of quantities or BOQs. Set up to the owner's elemental cost breakdown, which we will discuss later. Incorporating to the design all comments by the owner. This preliminary design is approved by the owner. Then proceeding to detailed design. If the procurement method chosen is design-build, the design-build contractor will control the phase. If design-bid-build, the owner controls the phase instead. Detailed design or contract documentation. The designers fully detail design computations, drawings, specifications, and detailed price bill of quantities. The construction methods and constructability procedures are defined. Materials to be used in the project are proposed and approved by the owner. The detailed construction schedule is developed. Then, the cost estimate is also developed and aligned to the owner's template, which is the elemental cost breakdown. Cost estimate is matched with the approved project budget. Once approved by the owner, the designers move on to final design. Final design or bid and award phase. As required by the owner during bidding, the designers adjust and finalize detailed drawings and specifications. Complete bid documents are prepared. I will discuss later in details what are these bid documents. Pre-qualify bidders and plan the bid process. When the final design is approved by the owner, this is now ready for bidding. Author supervision or contract administration, as required by the owner during construction. Monitor compliance with the design engineering. Then check shop drawings, method statements, schedule deadline and cost plan. That is setting the progress payment or earned values. Standards, norms, regulations, and quality requirements. In all of the 5 design phases, there are specific duties and responsibilities of architects, engineers. As owners' representatives per architectural engineering agreement, clarify and interpret the contract by reviewing RFIs, requests for information, design issues, and recommendations to address the issue. Shop drawings and give technical replies to RFIs and issues. Visit the site to assess contract implementation. Define substantial and final completion dates. Validate progress payment approvals. Reject defects and non-conformances. And ensure these are documented. Approve submittals of documents, samples, and drawings. May reject submittals as the cases arise. Prepare modifications and change orders. The design deliverable standards as guides provide that in all phases of design engineering, the contract and appendices, project schedule, specifications, drawings, and cost estimates, including BOQ, bill of quantities, are consistently aligned with step approvals. All of the deliverables are organized in spreadsheets of drawings and specifications, marked with document numbers and titles for traceability and tracking. The documentation and submissions are executed per the design delivery chart. To give you a view of a design delivery chart, what we have here is a chart taken out of the design deliverable standards. In the chart, we have the design deliverables heading and comments, the design phases, the delivery guides. To be more specific, let me again show you a detailed chart as highlighted. The deliverables are architecture plans, sections, and elevations. Exploding this view, deliverables, architectural plans, sections, and elevation. The comments, to show space planning and to include facades, ceilings, internal walls, floors and finishes, carpentry, special and regular furniture, thermal and phonic insulation, sanitary fixtures, waterproofing, interior signage. The design phases from concept to construction shop drawings. This construction shop drawing phase include the final design to author supervision. Then the delivery guides from basic to refined to fully detailed to fully developed. The guides correspond to the phases of design. At each phases, design drawings in 3 hard copies, 3H, and 2 electronic copies, 2E, are supplied to the owner for approvals. Actually, the designers issue the design delivery chart document as part of the requirements of the agreement between the designer and the owner. The illustrations will present to you snapshots of the design delivery chart. A deliverable, which is for general, multidisciplinary, has comments to describe the deliverable, package table of contents, and master document list. Site plans and documents as deliverables, and commented as master plan showing overall site plans. 3D aerial view showing the complete site and buildings. Construction phase plan showing temporary facility. These are developed developments of construction. Site enabling, showing development conditions of the site. Demolition plan, if the project has existing structures for removal. Civil and MEP site plan and mains routings. Access concept for goods flow, vehicles, pedestrian flows. Security concept, access control, and some more deliverables. The deliverables, building drawings and plans, sections, and elevations, described as coordination for multiple disciplines. Fire protection concept. Design reports related to buildings. Room datasheets and area schedules deliverables, described as room area schedules. Room datasheets with all CSA and M&E items. Technical specifications deliverables, described as the following: construction time schedule, general calculations for sizing, scope of contractor's works, consolidated energy balance sheets, and installation in operation areas, including battery limits, setting extents of equipment locations with respect to the building, and to more deliverables. The deliverables, cost estimates and templates, and unit rates described as project costs, showing estimates, showing ECB, elemental cost breakdown template. This is defined by the owner, showing BOQ, and schedule of unit rates. For all disciplines, the deliverables, CSA, civil, structural, and architectural, describes as site plans and documents having the following details: topographical and site surveys, groundworks, signage, general site plan with main routings, site connections with electrical and mechanical, landscape and fence, geotechnical and hydrological studies, design reports specially related to the design engineering, and to more deliverables. Just a few slides back, until this point, in the summary about the 5 phases of design engineering. The design phases follow the design deliverable standards, which in turn are governed how drawings and documents are created and submitted to the owner, and these standards are guided by the delivery chart. Now, all these are outputs of design engineering. This design engineering services outputs. Just a few slides back, until this point, in the summary about the 5 phases of design engineering. The design phases follow the design deliverable standards, which in turn govern how drawings and documents are created and submitted to the owner. These standards are guided by the design delivery chart. Now, all of these are outputs of design engineering. The upstream delivery services result to outputs of design engineering. Scope and specifications are written. Drawings and layouts are well defined and match with the scope and specifications. Design computations are included to assure engineering. Price BOQs, bill of quantities, are prepared. Contract documents are well refined and ready for bidding. These outputs now become the inputs to downstream delivery services. The downstream delivery is happening at the end of bidding, but before the constructing stages. The owner selects a constructor, then appoints a construction manager, we usually term as CM. The downstream delivery services can be construction management services for construction supervision, traditional contracting for build only, design build, construction management and management contracting, private financing, private public financing, design, build, operate for projects encouraged by the partnering of government with private entities, engineering, procurement, construction management, EPCM, a hybrid of design, build, contracting, and more contractual services. These are procurement methods of construction contracts and will define the type of contract. We can now have a summary of the contractual service. The construction phase of project management has the stages of construction such as briefing, designing, bidding, constructing, and commissioning. The owner contracts with the architects, engineers at briefing stage to perform design engineering. The activities progress into the 5 phases of design engineering. After the bidding stage, the constructor is selected. At the same period, in many cases, owner appoints the construction manager prior to the construction stage. At the construction and commissioning stages are the phases of construction: pre-construction, construction, and post-construction. The engagement in all of the stages are generally contractual services. To simplify the explanation of contractual services, step 1 is the contract development, where the design engineering occurs. Step 2. The draft contract and its attachments are prepared for the bidding, and then the owner contracts with the constructor. Step 3. Contract administration. We will proceed with contract administration in details. Learning check of Module 2, Part 2, Development of the Construction Contract. Continuation. In the stages of a project, services are contracted and categorized as upstream and downstream delivery services. Design deliverable standards guide the 5 phases of design engineering at the upstream delivery, and the construction contract is developed at the downstream delivery.